Hi guys. Guys, so I use AI a lot to prepare for my live stream. So you guys who know me here, this is not my main channel. My main channel is Atheist Republic, but on this channel I basically experiment with AI and other technologies to see how I could do prepare my shows, do live streams, edit videos, get AI to basically do everything on my main channel for me, and I experiment with all the different tools and then come and tell you guys what's working, right? So that's the main channel. I experiment with AI, with ChatGPT, Gemini, the projects area, and all of the with basically Descript for editing and Opus Clips. And I try to, because I'm a content creator on the main channel, and I have two main channels. One is in English and the other one is in Persian. Because I use all of these tools and experiment what's working with, I think it's really good for me to come and share on this channel what's working on my main channel, what tools am I using to make my job a lot more easier, less time consuming and productive. And I share it here in case you are also a content creator. But even if you're not a content creator, I think a lot of the tools that I'm using applies to whatever work that you're doing, and it makes everything easier and a lot less time consuming. And so far what I've been advocating for is to use uh, the project area of ChatGPT. And people who have watched my previous live streams here know how effective they are and how so many people are not using them in the way. Like a lot of people who are using AI, they're just basically asking AI to write things, create images, and they're missing the actual power of AI, especially when you in ChatGPT, when you go from just talking to ChatGPT to evolving to a point where you're using the projects, you realize that how much more powerful AI can be if you just tweak it a little bit. But now I'm still using ChatGPT projects a lot, but I've realized that I'm behind so many other people because step one is to just use AI the way it is. Step two is to use the projects area. Step three is to use what I'm going to show you today, which is workflow. And then eventually we're going to get to use AI agents. But it's really important that you guys listen to me, because if you don't understand what is happening here right now, like if you do not become efficient, uh, skilled at using AI workflows, you are going to go the way of the dodo. Like this is just because you're using AI, that doesn't mean that you're ahead of other people. Everybody's using AI. The people who are serious are using AI workflows. They're automating things. They're connecting everything with each other, and it's basically like sorcery. I'll show you why. But if you're a content creator, or if you're doing projects, or if you're doing research, or whatever you're doing for your job or for your business, if you're just only using the user interface that Gemini, Grok, Claude, or ChatGPT gives you, you're basically stuck in the dark ages, and you and your project and everything you do is going to go extinct. We're in the middle of the fourth industrial revolution, and anybody who is not paying attention is going to get annihilated. And the only people who succeed are people who are paying attention on how things are done now and how to stay ahead of everyone else. And I'm sorry, if you're using ChatGPT, that doesn't mean you're ahead of other people. You have to actually see the most advanced way. Guys, this is the steam engine, this is electricity, this is the internet. This is exactly what we saw in the past industrial revolutions. And this is going to repeat. If you In the previous industrial revolutions, people who continued to do the things that they that society was doing before, they got wiped out. But so many people became richer because they just learned new skills. And I'm not talking about the giant uh, billionaires or people who became the main industry leaders. No, average people who, when electricity came, when the internet came, they just learned the latest skills instead of just continuing to do the things the way before. They became a lot richer and a lot freer because they They weren't asleep. They were paying attention. So you need to wake the fuck up. Every single one of you. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what your job is. You need to wake the fuck up and realize that this is the thing that you need to learn now, or else you're going to get fucked. You understand me? So let's learn together. So let me actually tell you the problem with just using ChatGPT and why I realize that I'm falling behind other people, right? So when I'm preparing for a live stream, I need to do so many things, and a lot of it, because I'm using ChatGPT's user interface directly, involves a lot of copy and pasting, a lot of sending, a lot of explaining. It has ChatGPT, multiple tabs of ChatGPT, multiple tabs of Google Doc, my email, so I could email my social media manager. So everything I get from ChatGPT, I will send to her, and then she uses it on her own ChatGPT to do some other things, and it's just a lot of back and forth. And this is basically, like caveman shit. Like, this is so old. I know we're using AI, but this is so old. Like, things are changing fast. So let me actually tell you some of the processes. So when it comes to using AI, for preparing for a live stream before and after, on my main channel, I'll let you know some of the things I have to do. And guys, by the way, doing live streams is something that you need to get very comfortable with, because I think that's the way. There's two things. There are two industries that are going to be the main center of almost everything, and that's the content creation industry and the AI. Right? Basically, I think everything is going to be centered on these two. Okay, like many, not everything, but many opportunities are going to be here, right? Um, because the more AI does things, the more our lives is going to be about us interacting with each other directly and showing each other our humanity, and everything else is going to be about us learning how to get AI to do everything else. And again, you being in the content industry is basically you being on the right side of history, because everything else could be done by AI except us talking to each other, human to human, and making connection with each other. And there's two elements within the social media content industry that you need to take into account. One of them is you having an audience that you talk to, and then two is creating communities, right? So we want to basically get to a point where everything is done by AI, and all we're doing is that we're studying, we're learning, we're educating, not educating, we're connecting, and we're building communities, and everything is going to be centered around human connection, human to human connection. When robots take over the world, we're going to be obsessed with just making connection. So live streaming is, in my opinion, puts you in a very good position, because you practice and you bond with people live. It's not about, when AI gets to come and create basically AI characters that could talk and basically tell you the news and analyze the news, or talk to you about philosophy in a way that you cannot tell if it's a human or not. What we actually are going to want from our content creators is to know who's a human, and for them to actually respond to us in real time, because it's going to be not about the information you receive, it's going to be about the human connection that you're making. So let me see who's talking about human connection. Hi Jack, hi Tree of Knowledge. So I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Okay, so let me see. Interesting. How do you use AI workflows? Well, I'm going to get to that. So let me actually tell you how I prepare on my main channel for our live stream. So on Atheist Republic, the way when I when I want to start, the first thing I need to do is to figure out what the topic is, right? And I have ChatGPT projects with the project instructions in place, so I don't need to do a prompt engineering to get ChatGPT to give me the proper response, because it's already written in the instructions areas of the project. So all I have to do is to grow into that project and just open the mic and just basically talk about a certain topic, right? Like I notice on X or I notice on YouTube something has happened, and I just go into that project and I just open my mic and I will just say to ChatGPT, so and so happened, and I want to cover it. And then I don't have to give it any more context, because all the context of what it needs to do is in the ChatGPT instructions. I basically send that prompt, and it goes researches that topic, go looks at what's happening, goes looks at how people are responding to it, goes and figures out the context, the people involved, researches the people, and then it has all of that ready. It gives it to me in a summary, and I will take a look at it, and we're like, okay, this is good. This is how. Sometimes I ask it to give me a couple of different ways, angles for me to cover this on my live stream. It gives me a couple of suggestions, and then I pick it. And then I said, okay, I picked number 3 from the angles that you suggested. Give me all the deliverables. And when I say give me all the deliverables, it understands. I don't need to explain. Based on all the uh, metrics, based on all the conditions and the rules that I give it, it will come up with 5 titles, 5 texts for the cover, what text we put on the cover, and the description. I told her to use YouTube best practices and whatever. So I take all of that, I put it in Google Doc, I copy and paste it in Google Doc, and then from Google Doc, I email that to my social media manager. My social media manager take a look at that, and she takes it, and she already has some pre-written prompts for ChatGPT. She gives all of that to ChatGPT and Gemini and some other things that she needs to do with AI to produce the cover, and she schedules it for me, and then all I have to do is go live. Okay, so that seems a lot of AI use, but no, there was too much human. That was not a workflow. That was an ChatGPT project. That was a ChatGPT project. So Jack is saying that is excellent. I do that as well, except that I do it alone. Okay, so workflows will be very helpful for you then, right? So I'll let you know how, right? So even though I used AI a lot, what happened though is that I had to go research the news, go look at what's happening. I had to come and tell ChatGPT what is happening and that I want to do a news. I had to then tell it to give me the angles, and then eventually when it produced me the titles, the text on the cover, and the description, I had to copy that. I had to paste that in Google Doc. I had to email that to my social media manager. Then she had to copy that and paste that. There's a lot of human involvement here. And even though AI is doing most of the job, all of this actually takes hours. All of this takes hours. Add-on workflow will basically, creating an AI workflow will make you come out of the user interface that you're basically interacting with ChatGPT or Gemini, and brings you to an environment like this. This is make.com. By the way, workflow AI workflows are multiple different platforms that will allow you to make a workflow. I chose make.com because this is actually seems to be the easiest one to use. A lot of people said that this is the easiest one to use, so I went with this one, and it's actually beautiful. It's basically sorcery. I'll let you know why. But what I want eventually is for me to be able to just sit behind my desk. I want to do only 2 things. Like the eventual end dream of all of this is for me to just study and talk, study and talk, right? And I want everything else to be done by AI. Everything else to be done in AI. But also, there's after the. By the way, I forgot to mention, after the live stream is over, that's when the real work starts, because then you have to go edit the video. You need to make, the live stream is vertical right now. My social media manager, she needs to turn it into a horizontal, then to produce it, to publish it as a video that is horizontal. Then she needs to put it into Opus Clips, which is another AI tool that goes and finds the best parts of the video and turns it into short clips for you to use on Instagram Reels, on YouTube Shorts, and then on X, on TikTok. And again, I need to connect more platforms to Atheist Republic, so I could actually get that content out to more places. She needs to also email it to our newsletter subscribers. So she needs to, like, there's a whole bunch of stuff that happens after using AI as well, after the live stream is over. But obviously, I want all of that done to be automatic. I don't want to have to, I want to make sure that she gets to do more by in less time, right? Again, so all of this has to be automatic. But I want to start simple. I obviously don't want to create all of this at the same time, because that is chaotic. You need to figure out what is one of the things that you do every day that an AI workflow does. Okay, but let me actually explain the end goal that I think should be for everybody. And let me actually make this clear. The goal is not to reduce the time that it takes so you could do less work. The point is not to do less work. The point is to always do the maximum volume of work possible. But the more work that you unload from your shoulders, the more of a different load you could put on your shoulders, right? So if I am doing, for example, 4 hours of live streaming every day, and the rest is preparing for the shows, and then the after show the things that you need to do. If I get to save that time, I'm not going to save that time so then I could do less work. I want to be able to go, instead of 4 hours of live stream, I want to do 8 hours of live stream. Instead of studying 2 hours a day, I want to study 4 hours a day. You know what I mean? So this is not so that you could get lazy. This is AI, automating a lot of stuff with AI so that you could focus on the part that is the human part. Okay, you want basically all the mechanical part, all the repetitive part, all the soulless parts to happen with AI, so you could focus, you could put maximum amount of time on the part of the work that is human, that is the human part, which is the learning about humans and talking to humans and creating communities around humans, right? So this is why AI will actually will make the humanity in us shine, because you are basically taking the soulless, repetitive, boring parts out with AI. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, Jack is saying yes, finding images, moving files between folders, signing in, opening new tabs, copying and pasting, editing. All of this takes so much time. Exactly, it does. It's hours. It's all very simple and repetitive, but it takes a lot of time. But imagine a world where all you had to do is to study about things, listen to people, learn from them, talk to other people about the things that you understand, and create communities of people, of like-minded people who get around and talk with each other about the things that they're interested. And that would be your job, like basically bonding and creating. And again, this could be about many things. It could be about politics, it could be about religion, it could be about the environment, it could be about culture, it could be about pop culture, it could be about science, it could be about so many different things, right? But imagine if that was what you were doing, and all of the other repetitive things and the parts that you're not interested in, or is basically not making you connect with other people, that was automated, right? So let's actually, instead of trying to automate all of that, I'm trying to focus on just this is a this is for demonstration purposes only. This is not the actual workflow. I just created this so I could actually tell you what I'm doing. Okay, tree of knowledge is also saying I understand. That's fantastic, right? So the goal is, what I wanted to do, what part of my preparing for live stream is on the Atheist Republic channel. One thing that is very popular there is for me to basically go and find shit takes by people and respond to it, right? So one thing, so reacting to people and basically criticizing their videos is one thing that I do on that channel, right? But so once, the way that I do it right now is the video that I want to review, obviously if it's on YouTube, then it's already been transcribed by YouTube, which is great. I'll take the YouTube video, I feed it to Gemini, and Gemini watches the video and looks at the transcript, and it will have a really good understanding of what the video is about. I have it because because ChatGPT cannot watch YouTube videos, so I have to give it to Gemini. And the prompt that I use in Gemini is really good because not only it watches the video, it transcribes it for me. It puts the speaker labels on. I told it to not use timestamps, put it in large paragraphs, and put speaker labels on there. And then once it does that, then it also goes and researches what this discussion was about. It also goes and looks at researches the people who are involved in the conversation, go looks at the news to figure out what the context of this conversation is, and provides the transcript with the speaker labels and all the explanation of what this video was about to me. And I take all of that and I go back to ChatGPT because that's where I'm more comfortable with, because that's where I have the projects. Gemini doesn't have projects, ChatGPT does. So I take all of these explanations and I go to ChatGPT, and then I say to ChatGPT, here's the video I'm reviewing. Let me know if you understand what the fuck is going on here. Tell me so I know that you know. And then when it explains, and also tell me if you understand how I'm going to, because ChatGPT has a good understanding of what I'm for, what I'm against, what my views are. So it also has to tell me if it knows how I'm going to react to this video, like ChatGPT understands that. I ask it, like, tell me if you understand what's happening in this video, because this is the video I'm going to be reviewing, and also let me know if you understand how I'm going to be responding to this. And then I use the thinking mini model on when I do that, and then it will tell me, and I take a look at it to see if it actually understands that. They're like, okay, good boy, you understand. I decided that it's a boy. Okay, I like, good boy, you understood that that what I'm about to do. So now give me the deliverables. And when I tell it to give me the deliverables, I don't need to ask it to give me the titles or anything like that, because it already knows. When I say give me the deliverables, when I understand that, but it understands what is about to happen, it just gives me the 5 titles, 5 text on the cover, and also the description. And then I have to copy and paste all of that and email that to my social media manager, right? So the thing that I want to create first right now is just something simple. I want to see if I could just create a playlist that if I add playlists to that, if I add YouTube videos to that playlist on YouTube, it will automatically transcribe it and do all of the things that I said that Gemini does, and then it sends it to ChatGPT, and then emails it to my social media manager. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, but it's yeah. So this is what I thought this could look like, right? And I was wrong. Let me actually align all of this, right? I thought I could actually just get from YouTube to Google Gemini directly, like this, from here to here. But apparently, I don't know for what reason Gemini on make.com is not able to transcribe directly videos on YouTube, even though Gemini's user interface can watch videos and transcribe them. So I had to put this. I realized that by the way, guys, if somebody knows there's a better way, because I hate this bubble out here in the middle, this dumpling AI thing in the middle. This thing can transcribe videos. So I have to put this in the middle. And the reason why I don't like this guy here, you see this guy, this happy guy in the middle. I don't like this guy here because this guy costs me $50 a month. Like Gemini's user interface transcribes videos for me for free. Why is it that when I'm using the API, I have to pay for this motherfucker here $50 a month? So if anybody figures out how I could get rid of this, so I'm not paying it $50 a month, so I could just use Gemini directly in make.com, let me know. But so I created this YouTube. This is a module. Basically, every single one of these bubbles is a module. And by the way, like look at all the things that you could connect. Like if I say add a module, look at everything that we have here. You have YouTube, Gemini, Gmail, we have Google Sheets, we have tools, we have webhooks, we have the weather, Google Drive, Telegram, Instagram, Facebook. We have everything. Like it's crazy. WordPress, Slack, we have things here that I couldn't even imagine. We have like phone number, Google Forms, weather, Anthropic, Claude, Excel, Microsoft Excel, Google Excel. Like there's you could do Canva. Holy shit. You could Shopify, you could connect everything with everything, and you could tell everything like, and you could add AI in the middle of it to basically take actions when you need it, right? So I could, these are non, this is non AI, this is not AI, but there's two AI here in the middle that is doing AI shit for me, which is crazy, right? This is like magic. So I could connect everything and it will be automatic. It will basically, so what this does, this is a specific, and when I add YouTube, like for example, if I say add a module and I, oh, hold on, and I pick YouTube, right? So there, YouTube, there's so many things you could do with YouTube, right? So update the playlist, delete the playlist. So you could search for it. So let me see if I say playlist, create a playlist, update the playlist, add a video to the playlist, delete the playlist. So I'm trying to see if I could make it so that when a video is added to a playlist, that video would basically go to Dumpling AI, and Dumpling AI would transcribe it, and then the transcribe. I mean, I don't need Gemini. Given that Gemini is not transcribing for me here, I will just switch this to ChatGPT, because why would I need Gemini here anymore, right? And then Dumpling AI could send that to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will do all the things that I mentioned to you in the projects that I have, and then it will email it to my social media manager. That's basically the goal here, to do at least that one thing, right? So you can see here, I have all the scenarios. The scenarios that you make will be listed here in your scenario section. Yeah. So, oh, Jack is saying Copilot can watch videos now. You don't even have to open a new tab. You press a button on the video and it automatically analyzes the video. Okay, yeah, but it needs to be able to. I don't need it to do watch it on the browser. I need to be able to give it the link and it will just produce the results. So that's what I want, right? So basically, let's do this. Is I wanted to start with just one bubble to see if this is even possible to transcribe videos that I, if I give a link to it. And then what I want to do is I want to go to step 2 to see if I could feed the transcription that I got from video to ChatGPT, and then get ChatGPT to do whatever I want with it based on the prompt that I put in here. That, and I just want to stop here just to see if that's possible, right? So let's look at the instructions that I gave it here. So this is Dumpling AI, and guys, if there is a better way than Dumpling AI, somebody let me know, right? So here you could actually put so many different functions, but I didn't, to keep it simple, instead of pulling the link, because I could put like a module here before and then connect it to this module, but I didn't do that, right? Because so I could make a module here that will pull the link and feed it to Dumpling AI. So usually people would do is that they will make a module that is Google Sheet, and whatever, when you add a link to that Google Sheet, this module will pull that link from the Google Sheet. Like I could actually do a module here and then do Google Sheets here. So watch new rows, and then hold on, and then I could connect them with each other. And if I did that, oh no, not like that. Hold on. Well, I have to figure out how to connect this. Oh, Licky, let me see. Yeah, I think I need to make this on demand here at regular. Instead of this, I will put this on demand, save, and then connect to each other. How do I connect it? Not that. Oh, here, this one to this one. I don't know why this is not one way. I'll figure out how to connect this Google shit to this one. But that's how people, I've seen how people do it. Okay. I just started with this. But right now, instead of getting the link from a module before, I just put the link directly of a video in it. This is a video of Destiny on Piers Morgan, right? And this is the way this is. If I run this, it should produce, given that I put the link directly in it, if I run it, it should produce the transcript. So let's run it and see if it will produce the transcription. So if it turns green, it means it worked. Oh, okay, it turned green, right? So now if I click on it, you can see the input and output. No, you have to click on this one bubble up here. So if I look at the output section and I click on transcript, you can see that, yeah, this is the transcript. So this is the transcript of the video that I gave it. Okay, so that's good. That worked. It turns green and it puts one here, meaning that it will run it one time. And guys, by the way, you could actually make it so that it runs every day, right, or at a certain time, or at regular intervals. And you could save, and then you could say what those intervals are. Um, so yes, and you have to turn this on, and also you need to keep saving. Every time you change something, you need to save it, right? But now that we saw that that worked, let's see when I connect the Dumpling AI to ChatGPT. Let's look at what I did with ChatGPT here. So I told to use the model ChatGPT 5 Mini. And by the way, the reason why I use Mini is because this is actually something that is annoying. I don't know if somebody has a way for this to fix this. Let me know, because I'm already paying for ChatGPT $200 a month. I'm paying for ChatGPT for the Pro plan. But when you're using the API, you cannot use the plan that you have with ChatGPT. You actually have to go get an API key, and you have to pay for that separately when you're using ChatGPT in a Mic.com or an app. You have to pay for every time you're using it. And it doesn't cost much, but it makes it a lot cheaper if you use the mini model instead of the, let me see, like the model, like you could choose, and like ChatGPT, you could have many models here. You have like ChatGPT 5 or 4 or 3. I told it to use ChatGPT 5 mini, right? So you could use the prompt type. It's a text prompt, right? And then look, I made, just to test this, I'm not putting a very crazy prompt here. I put a prompt here that is very simple, just to see if this works, because I'm just learning. I'm just trying to see if this works, right? But if we want to make something complicated, like we did with our projects, you could put like a really large, crazy prompt here explaining what to do, what the rules are, basically everything that you have in your project instructions on ChatGPT, you could put here, right? But I just want to make a very simple prompt saying summarize, and then you could write some of the prompt, but some other parts of the prompt are colored because these are the inputs from the other modules, the other bubbles. So for example, if we go to this one, if we go back to, for example, this one, which is, there's 4 different modules being used here. Like if I go to Gmail, the input of what comes to Gmail, right? It could be from all the other previous modules, right? So I could put something blue, which is from Google Gemini. The black is basically Dumpling AI. The dark gray is YouTube. So I could pull things that were produced from the previous modules in, like, in what I have. So for example, in this email, I could say the content should be the transcription, the result from the Gemini, or I could also say put some text here, and it would then have the transcript plus this text at the very end. That would be the content of the email, right? But let's go back to here. Here, I basically say summarize transcripts. So the prompt for ChatGPT is summarize the transcript that you got from, see, it's black. It's black because this is a transcript that it got. So Dumpling AI is only producing 3 different things for me. It's either the bundle, which basically I think means everything that it produced, or the transcript, or the language. Obviously, I don't need the language. I just need the transcript. So summarize the transcript that you got from Dumpling AI, right? So if I run this whole thing, hopefully this will go green, and it will get me the transcript from the video, and then it will send this to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will think a little bit, and then summarize it, and it will produce a summary for me. And then after that, maybe I could add a Gmail here and get that summary to be sent to me, right? But I just want to do something very simple so you guys see if this works or not. So let's run it and see if it works. Let me run. So Dumpling AI, the link was directly in it, so it's thinking. By the way, guys, do you appreciate me? Basically, I'm making it very easy to understand. So let me know if you appreciate me showing you all of this, right? So Dumpling AI is thinking, is looking at the video, it's basically the same video. I'm using my, oh, yeah, singing, yes, nice, okay, that's good. Okay, Nick here as well. Okay, see, Dumpling AI went green, so that means it produced the transcript and it sent it to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is now summarizing. I'm making something very simple, and then eventually I'm going to build more complicated things to make my life easier, and I'm going to show it to you guys. So if you see this later, hopefully some people will see this later, make sure you subscribe. So, oh yeah, it's green. ChatGPT is green as well. Let's see what it produced. Okay, like every time we want to see what happened, you see this one button up here. Let me actually zoom in a little bit. Hold on. Oh, this is the most zoom in you could get. Okay, so you see this one up over here. You click on it to see what happened, right? So this was the input. This is the output, and then if I want to see results, there we go. You can see the results. This is basically part of the output summary of what happened at the dispute and the dispute about it after Charlie Kirk was killed. Okay, so yep, so it's explaining what happened, the honor exchange you included. There we go. It's summarizing all of that, and basically this is from here to here, this is a summary. So this will be stored in the output. So if I add yeah, from here to here is the output. Okay, the summary. So after this, if I added some other module, maybe I could add the ChatGPT here as well to make some so some really clever Instagram, I don't know, caption, and then I could then add a Instagram here. There's some. Oh, by the way, something you could do is that you could actually add a router, right? So you could actually make this connect to multiple things instead of a router means that instead of just going from one place to another, you could add it to two things. You could add it to look at this. This is beautiful, right? Hold on. You could yes. You could add it to a router means that something that is an input from ChatGPT. You could connect it to multiple things. You could see you could create like a web of you could create an entire company this way. It starts from here, goes to here, and then goes to so many different things. Do you understand, guys, how powerful this is? I hope you understand how powerful this is because if you don't, you're going to be missing out. And guys, everything I told you guys before that I'm regarding ChatGPT projects. I have been using them very effectively on my main channel, Atheist Republic, and it has saved me hours and hours and hours of time. So when I tell you that this is the next phase, and I'm going to be experimenting with it, and I'm going to make more shows about it because I'm a beginner in this. So I think if you, as I'm learning, I will share with you guys what I've learned and how it's helping me reduce the time that, and also not just reduce the time to prepare for the live stream and also to be more effective and produce more after the live stream. Also, what to cover. Like I want to basically create a, let me see, a module that has maybe. Perplexity. Where is it? There's no. Oh no. Preplex. How do you spell perplexity? Okay. It doesn't have perplexity. I'm sure it does. It doesn't. Anyways, I want to see if maybe I'm spelling it wrong. Perplexity. Oh yeah, I am spelling it wrong. Here. No, it doesn't have it. Well, I saw somebody use perplexity at some point, so maybe it's called something else here. But I want to basically create a module that find a way that it goes and looks at uh, Twitter or X and looks at what's being discussed right now, and then it goes looks at YouTube and figures out what is being discussed right now in the area on the topics that my live streams cover, and then it goes and basically ranks them based on how virality at the moment, based on how many other people are covering it, based on how it matches the content of our channel, and based on how much I'm interested in it and how much I know about it, and basically ranks them. And I don't even have to wonder what my next live stream is going to be about. I want to create an automatic system that it just tells me this is what you're going to be covering today, Armin. Here's all the information about it. Just study this, and it actually helps me study it. And like the cover is ready, the titles are ready, the description is ready. In fact, your show has already been scheduled before you even know what the topic is going to about. This is the topic. Study it, and here's how react to it before. Oh, also, maybe before I even go live, make a post on the community tab asking my audience's opinion on it, review the opinions, include that in the report that I need to study before the show, right? And all I have to do is just get up, get behind my camera, and talk about the things that has already been determined that is the best thing to talk about. And then once the show is over, I just go and study, learn about things, and everything else will take care of itself. Videos will be cut, edited, posted on all the platforms. My live stream will turn into a Substack article. It will get automatically posted on Substack, everything. And I could just spend more time with building a community, spending time with more people. This is what I want to eventually create. And I don't even need to create the script to make long form videos, because I'm just going live and I'm talking about things. And then those could be turned into long form videos automatically. That's the dream that I have. And that's what I'm going to be building. That is very, Jack is saying it is powerful. It drastically reduces manual work. Yeah, exactly. Yash is saying it's like a competition, a site where each request you make gets two versions, and you vote for which one is better. Yes, exactly. The videos are done through their Discord. Very handy site. Yes, actually, this is actually a very good point. I could actually make multiple different chains here, and then eventually get to multiple different outcomes. Like I could put this chain could actually be done with ChatGPT. This chain could be done with Perplexity. This chain could be done with Claude, and multiple. I could actually make something happen in multiple ways, and then I could have another AI at the end evaluate which one produced the best results, and then it uses that. You could also, yeah, you're right, you could actually create a competition. But the eventual goal, guys, is not to even use workflows. The eventual goal is to use agents to come and create workflows for you. Oh, by the way, they also have templates. So these are scenarios, and you have scenario templates that you could use. But you can see here like the templates. So the workflows that has produced the best results for other people, they're already there, and you only just need to go and give them access. You need to give them access to ChatGPT. You need to give them access to your Gmail, and so here are the connections, right? You give it connections to all the things that you need connections to. But the a more powerful part is, look at this. AI agents are coming to is to make.com. So this is something, because I know the next phase after AI workflows are AI agents, and make.com already has agents in there. I have no idea how I'm gonna. So look, create agent. Look at this, guys. The future is now. We could actually create agents, and this is going to be a lot more powerful. I don't know how that will work. I will experiment with this, but my goal is to get to a point where I'm not even making workflows anymore. It's the agents that will create these workflows for me and evaluate which one is working the best. But you guys can see that things are like I haven't even started with AI workflows, and now we're moving to the AI agents phase. So we need to catch up. This is like things are like as soon as you learn something, something new comes. So we need to learn fast. We need to be very flexible, and if we don't, we're going to fall behind, and we're going to be replaced by people who are paying attention. We are going to be replaced. Like, imagine how are you going to compete with other content creators that just go and they don't have to worry about writing the titles, the descriptions, or even copy and pasting them, or worry about their covers and they're going to become a one-man army. They just go and they're just interesting. They know what they're talking about. They know how you need to I need to, as a content creator, instead of worrying about what is the best cover, I need to just work on the most important skill, which is how do I connect with people? How do I make them care? That is the skill that I need to be working on. I don't want to have 50 different skills. I just want to put maximum amount of time on being passionate about the things that I'm passionate about and communicating that with other people. And again, this is not about being lazy, because this is you just giving so much work to AI so that instead of going live 4 hours a day, I could go live, I don't know, 12 hours a day. Or maybe 8 hours a day, I go live and it will just automatically turn into short little content that will go all over my different outlets, and just takes advantage of the algorithm of these social outlets to pull more people to the live streams, and then spend the other time to build a community where I go, like either on Discord or on school.com, like is not school, like is SKOOOL. That's my eventual goal, is to create communities on school and on Discord, and just basically I want to do three things: go live, no, four things: study what the hell is happening, go live, talk about it to people, and then go to Discord and school, build communities there so I could hear other people talk to me there and hear other people talking to each other about the topic that we're interested in. That would be the dream. That's everything that you're doing. And it would be the dream if more people in the world just get to do that, and everything else is done by AI. Wouldn't that be a beautiful world, that we're just focusing on just, and again, the different people will have different content and different communities. Some people will be focusing on philosophy, politics, religion, history, science, culture, pop culture, celebrity culture, whatever. And different people will have different things that they're focusing on, but it's all about using those interests as an excuse for us to just talk to each other. That is the goal. And I think that's the future of humanity. I think in the world where AI is doing everything, the future of humanity is us focusing on each other. Yasha is saying, yes, agentic AI is process of automating AI workflows. Yes, and running routines automatically is quite powerful. Yes. So everything that we're doing here, we're learning to do here. What AI agents would do is basically even these workflows that we're learning how to create, we want to get AI agents will create the workflow for us. So we don't even need to come here and connect this to that. Basically, AI agent is basically the mechanism where it figures out what the workflow should be, and it continues to keep looking at the workflow and optimizing it, and keep looking at the final result, and using AI to evaluate if the final result was good or not. And if it's not, it constantly keeps changing the workflow and the prompts within each one of these modules in the workflow until it produces a outcome that is high quality. And it doesn't even need to ask us to judge it. It will just look at the outcome, and it constantly improves the workflow until the outcome is good. That is absolutely powerful. So I cannot wait until, like, I'm only starting to learn how to make workflows, but I cannot wait until I don't even have to make workflows, because the AI agents will create the workflows. But again, guys, you cannot, please don't get lazy, because you might think like, okay, well, I won't learn this because AI will do that soon. The thing is that whatever phase we're at, you need to know how to do things that others don't. Because if you wait for things to get easy, then it will be easy for everyone else as well, and you will not be ahead. You need to even if you learn something right now and then by next month it becomes irrelevant, it wasn't a waste of time, because the only way to win this is for you to be ahead of other people. So you need to exercise the muscle of learning, even if what you're learning becomes irrelevant soon. The thing is that's going to be the future. So that means you shouldn't be, if that's an excuse for you not to learn it, then you shouldn't learn anything, because that's how the future is going to be. Everything that you learn regarding how to do things might become irrelevant within 2 or 3 months. So if you don't want to learn because you might think it's going to be irrelevant, you might as well just not learn anything at all. The thing is that instead of your reaction being that I'm not going to learn it, I'm going to wait, your reaction should be, how could I learn this faster than other people, so that in those 3 months that this was relevant, I was ahead of other people. And then after this 3 months, when the next thing becomes relevant, I have already practiced learning faster than other people, so I could learn the thing that was relevant in those 2 months. And this is how competitive the everything is going to be. This is why I'm telling you, AI is not going to make your lives easier, it's going to make it harder, because everything is going to get a lot more competitive. And the path is clear, so the work becomes harder. When the path is clear, the work becomes becomes harder, because you don't have an excuse to say, I didn't know what to do. It's very clear what you need to do. Let me see. Jack is saying not 12 hours a day, you need 8 hours of sleep. And yeah, I'm just giving you examples. I don't mean exactly. So if I sleep for 8 hours, I need 2 hours of studying. I do my studying while I'm walking at the same time. So I get my exercise. I try to, at least. I haven't been doing that in the past week because I've been writing an article. But we need to basically, so here's the thing. Other than the sleeping and family time, everything else should be work, right? And work includes studying, right? So give 8 hours to sleeping, give maybe 2 hours to family time, and the rest should be work. And work includes studying. And so if I do, let me see. So 8 hours, 2 hours family times, 2 hours of studying. So you have 12 hours of basically, that would leave you, yeah, that would leave you with 12 hours of spending time live on air and also with your community. If everything that else is being done with AI, honestly, you could actually, at some point you could, when you're studying, no, you're studying and your exercise should be, I actually, you need to do weightlifting as well, and when you're weightlifting you cannot study. So let's just give 1 hour for that as well. So that would leave you for 11 hours of you just going live on air and also community building every day. If you could get AI to do everything else. Yasha is saying it's true, you need to be ahead of the curve in order to exploit the opportunity for growth ahead of the head of the herd. Yes, exactly. Jack's saying the future is competitive. How will the life of the bottom 1% be? The is It will be better, but worse, because in absolute terms, they're going to have better lives than the richest people today. The bottom 1% of the future people of people in the future are going to have, in absolute terms, are they going to have better lives than billionaires today. However, humans have this thing that they measure their happiness relative to others. So even though they're going to have better lives than billionaires today, they're going to be absolutely fucking miserable if they're still human, because they're not going to compare themselves. Like if humans 200 years from now, the bottom 1%, they're not going to care about the fact that their lives are better than Bill Gates today. They're going to care about the fact that they're the bottom 1%, and they're going to feel fucking miserable because they're the bottom 1%, unless we're not human by that point. um I mean, I know that because we could see that now. Like poor people here today have higher quality of living than Marie Antoinette, but they don't feel as rich as Marie Antoinette, even though they're richer than Marie Antoinette. They feel absolutely poor, right? Because they don't compare themselves to rich people 200 years ago. They compare themselves to the rest of society now. So yeah, they're going to have better lives than billionaires today, but they're going to be absolutely miserable. Unless we, I don't think they're going to be miserable, because by that point I think we're going to decode the brain, and mental health is going to, we're going to basically solve mental health. So I think by 200 years or even 100 years from now, I don't think people are going to be jealous or anxious or depressed, because we have figured out how to fix all of that. I think mental health is not going to be an issue 100 years from now. I think everybody's going to be happy regardless of where they are at. They're going to be ambitious and happy at the same time. So I'm just saying that they would be miserable if the human brain was in the same condition as the human brain today. But I don't think that's going to happen, because we're going to be able to fix the human brain. Maverick is saying, Salam Armin. Hi. All right, guys. So that was that. This is me just dumping all my thoughts regarding how I'm managing my main channel and this channel. And this is just me storing it here. If it helps some people, I hope it, let me know if it's helping you. But even if it wasn't, I like to come here and dump my thoughts regarding how, but I hope it does help people. I hope it does help at least one person, because I think this. I hope some of you are taking this seriously. I know Jack Jack and Yasha are taking this seriously. I know Tree of Knowledge is taking this seriously. But I hope, yeah. So that's good enough. Even if you have some people here taking it seriously, but I hope you actually do the thing. You don't just say that you're taking it seriously. You go and put this into practice, okay? Because this is the way of the future. All right, guys. Oh, Yasha is saying, good stuff, man. Keep it up. You are for sure helping people. I use AI at work every day. It's amazing. I'm so glad that you said that, Yasha. I appreciate you saying that. It gives me encouragement. Yeah. And also, if people watch this later, please also leave a comment and tell me that this was helpful, because it gives me motivation if somebody took advantage of the stuff that I said here. Yeah, Tree of Knowledge saying is appreciating it. Thank you. And Jack is saying thank you for this live stream. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys saying that. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. And don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. Don't forget to hit the bell notification, and don't forget to leave a comment after the show is over, okay, in the comment section. And oh, don't forget to use the hype option if it's available. I don't know if it's available on this channel or not, but hype, use it if it is. If it's not, tell me it's not, so maybe I could figure out how to add it. All right, guys. All right. See you guys later. Bye.